And we are live, 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 live. Hi, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I am here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. I'm so happy to have y'all here. I remember to turn the volume down on my phone. I turned the mute on the TV, and I am like in the zone tonight. I'm in the zone for Thankful Thursday. And I'm so thankful to have y'all here. I am. And I'm seeing Will Fly and Bill H in the house already. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Bill H, you can have the lazy boy or you can have the beanbag tonight. So it's up to you. The lazy boy or the beanbag. So you get choice because you were the first one in the chat. Okay. I'm super excited because Will Fly, I told Will Fly I mailed out his AC/DC socks that he won last week on the spinny winnie wheel of winnie things. So congratulations, Will Fly. And Shaney is going to get his Reese's Pieces socks next week too. So I'm super, super excited. All right, Bill H says, I will take it. All right. You take whatever, you sit down wherever you want in the treehouse tonight, okay? So I'm just going to, from now on, who's ever the first one in the chat, they can sit wherever they like. That's what I say, wherever they like. I'm looking at my phone. Everything's all set. I'm looking at the chat. We're all here together on Thursday night. I'm very blessed to be here tonight. It's already October 16th. If you can believe that. It's pretty crazy, right? Halloween is just around the corner. So probably because my show is 2 days before Halloween, I think. Let me grab my calendar. And let's see. Yeah, so my next show, well, that's in 2 weeks, right? Okay. So Thursday, which is October 30th. So, and Halloween's the next day. So I think I'll probably dress up just for you guys for Halloween, for pre-Halloween. Okay, we'll do that. I've had a really good week. I hope you have too. I noticed it was everybody was getting a lot of rain. Will Fly, did you get a lot of rain where you were at? Because I was following the weather and following Shaney and Munchkin, those poor things. Talk about flooding rain. Man, oh man, you have to build an ark over there in that cul-de-sac where they live. That's absolutely crazy. And now I'm looking at the weather, and in Mammoth Mountain in California, they're getting hammered with snow already. And we're going to start getting snow here probably in November. But snow, that's a bad word. That's a bad word to say here in Michigan. Yeah, we don't talk snow because then you jinx it, right? You jinx the weather talking snow and all that stuff. It'll be here soon enough. But I did get my walk down to the Bayfront yesterday. So anybody who's listening, I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. And we are here, me and Miss Molly, my kitty cat, are here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a half hour before the show, I get everything set up, and I get myself all psyched and in the zone to be here for y'all because I do the show for you. I love doing it, but I do it for you all. I really do, and I appreciate your support 100%. As you know, last week we celebrated my 70th show, and we did the 70 theme, and that was super duper fun. And I want to thank you all for hanging out with me last week and making it even more funner, right? Is funner a word? I don't know. If it isn't, I just made it a word. Okay, I said it's funner. This is funner doing it this way. And so say funnier. Yeah, I make my own language. Anybody who knows me in the chat, on the show, knows I make up my own words as I go, right? Because I can. Because we climb up in the treehouse and we talk about silly things, right? And we got a really cool subject tonight that we're going to talk about. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm pretty excited about it. And but it's kind of a secret. Gotta wait, Yeah, so if anybody's watching and my lurkers and all that good stuff, please subscribe to my show. Yeah, and hit the like and jump in the chat. Climb up the treehouse and join us for a fun-filled night of chat. We just chat about whatever on Thursday nights, and I make sure that everybody goes home feeling happy and happy, cozy inside. And Will Fly said, at Bill H, did you get the comfy recliner or the Bing bag? The Bing bag. I like that. Now you're talking my language, Will Fly. The Bing bag. I love it. I had a hard time when I went shopping for Bing bags because there's so many different colors, and I wanted something cheerful, right? So I think I picked out the purple one. Beanbag for the treehouse. So it's pretty fun. I'm really excited. I really am. Yeah, that's okay. You can say Bing bag. I don't mind. I don't mind that, Will Fly. You're talking my language now. I tell you what, it is like so awesome. So awesome. So I always do like my opening, right? Thursday night, Thankful Thursday. And tell me in the chat what you're thankful for this week. Just put in the chat what you're thankful for this week. I'm thankful for you all. I'm thankful for waking up every day. That's right, Will Fly. Will Fly said, I speak Linda. That's right. Now you're speaking my language. Yes, the Bing bag, called the Bing bag. And the funner. This is the funner live stream. Yes. And live stream is not for the faint of heart. That's for dang sure. I've come a long way with my live stream. I make sure I say it correctly. That's not a podcast. It is a live stream, everybody, right? Live stream. And Bill H's beanbag. Yes. That's what it is. It's a beanbag. I know. Can you imagine working in the beanbag factory? That'd be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? I wonder whose job it is to put all those beans in the beanbag, right? And who invented the beanbag? Somebody Google it. Who invented the beanbag? Scooby-Doo's in the house. Yo. Scooby-Doo says, yo. How are you, Scuba? Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to have to build an ark pretty soon at your house. Goodness gracious. I was so worried about both of you. I tell you what. Hi, Munchkin. I love you, girl. I was so worried. All that rain. You're going to have a lot to talk about on your show tomorrow night, right? You can catch Scooby-Doo on his show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday nights. Yes, you can. There's always something going on. And Scuba says, yeah, still figured out the damage. I believe it, Scuba. Scooby, I'm so sorry that happened. Jeez, that's just insane. Walter's in the house. Hey, Walter, how are you, sugar? See, we know it's a tomorrow because Walter's in Australia. So we know there's going to be a tomorrow. So everybody say hi to Walter. Walter, I'm writing down who's the chatters in the house so I can keep track every week. We got Scooby and we got Walter in the house. So see, I have my book and I write down in my book here, everybody. So we got Bill H, Will Fly, Scooby, Walter in the house. I'm just going to write Munchkin on here because I know she's here. So I'm thinking maybe, let's see, Will Fly says starting to get cold, 30s here tonight. Right now, Will Fly, it's 50. It says it's 50 here. Yeah, it's 50. It's probably going to get colder. Probably going to get colder. Yeah, like I said, California in in Mammoth, California, they're getting a lot of snow right now. So, Scuba says you saw the flooding happen. Yeah, you're talking to Will Fly. Yeah, we got some rain coming in on Sunday. So they say. So I'm just glad you're all here. And anybody who's just jumping on, hi Munchkin, I love you, girl. Much love. I love you. Much love right there. I remember to put it in the camera so you can see. I'm learning. I look at the camera, boop, 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 right in front of me. I'm getting better at it. What? So full, can't breathe. Oh, what'd you eat? You went out to dinner? Did you go out to dinner? My Munchkin. Munchkin always looks lovely. I love Munchkin and Scooby's show. Anybody who wants to watch that on Friday nights, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's really fun. I love my chatters. I love doing this for you all. I really do. I always look forward to it every Thursday. And I've been making notes all day. So we're going to get started, okay? Because we got a lot to talk about tonight. Scuba says I replaced the relay on freezer. I think it may be working. I'll check temp in a few. And Will Fly said, Walter, because Walter's in the house, and we know there's a tomorrow because Walter's in Australia, and we're in tomorrow already. We know there's going to be a tomorrow. So I'm going to do my opening skit. My opening skit, yes, which I do, every week with my little notes here. Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse, where we climb high, dream, not drink. Yeah, drink big, but not drink big. Oh boy. I'm sure everybody in the chat loved that one. Where we climb high, dream big, and explore the wild world around us. I'm feeling wild tonight, let me tell you. Woo! Tell funny stories, quirky chats, and epic adventures. I'm Lindy, your host, ready to swing through today's awesome topics, share some laughs, and maybe drop a few surprises. Grab those snacks, settle into the treehouse, and let's make some unforgettable memories. Yeah. Hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe so you can join my awesome chatters too. There you go. What do you think of that, huh? Pretty cool opening. I know my coffee just kicked in. I'm ready. I'm jamming. You know how when I open the show, it starts out really kind of quiet and slow, and then the coffee kicks in. Greg Laney says, hey, y'all. He's saying hi, y'all, to all the chatters in the house. And we got Bill H. Will Fly, Walter, Munchkin, Scuba, and your host is with the mostest. Moi, me, yes. Hi, Greg. Welcome, Greg. Greg Laney in the house. Greg Laney's awesome. Greg's a funny guy, too. I've noticed that in the chat. He's pretty funny. He makes me laugh. Greg, you make me laugh when you're in the chat. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. So I'm going to read something. I always have my little, my other notes here, right? My little quoties and all that. And Will Fly says he can't wait to get his cool AC/DC socks. Yeah. All right, put a song, AC/DC. Put a song in there. Will Fly. Put a song in there. I want to see the, I forgot what some of the AC/DC songs. Greg Lane says, if I was a mushroom, I'd be a fun guy. You are a fun guy, Greg Laney. Your wifey is one lucky lady. I tell you what. You are. You're funny as heck. So, okay. So I'm going to read, let's see. Will Fly says, for those about to sock. And Will Fly says, remember, laughing, sock it to me. That's what Will Fly's been saying. Sock it to me. Get it? Sock it to me. Yeah. Will Fly is waiting for his AC/DC socks. I can't wait. And then when you go flying, you got to take a video of it. Get your GoPro out so I can see what they look like on you. Scuba says, got a wiener joke for Will. Oh, good. Let's see it. Let's hear it. Let's hear the joke, Scooby-Doo. I'm so happy my chatters are all here. I love you guys so much. I really do. I love my chatters because I do the show for you. Well, for me too, but I do it for you. Scuba says, did you hear about the cowboy that wanted to adopt a wiener dog? And Will Fly says, see what I did there? Let me see. I'm looking at my phone too. He wanted to get long little doggy. Get a long little doggy. Greg Lane says, Will Fly wears AC/DC socks when he plays Rock'em Sock'em Robots. That's right. That's right. You guys are, I'm loving this. Walter says, I'd rather hear it than see it, Will. Doggy. Will says doggy. All right, I'm going to read this, okay? So we're going to get started here because we've got some things to talk about tonight. Welcome, my chatters. Welcome all my viewers, my lurkers. If you're just joining us, I'm Paramount USA. You're at Lindy's Treehouse. And I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me right here with all my chatters. So I'm super excited, super stoked. So let's read this together, okay? So I hope you're all sitting down in the treehouse, okay? So we all listen in, because I always open up my show with my favorite little quotey quotes. See, it's my quotey quotes. I'm calling my quotey quotes. And tonight it is starting out with be the best you can, okay? So how much of your potential have you reached? Think about what has held you back. For most of us, it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and sometimes even of success. I'm so guilty of that. So guilty of that. Confront that fear. Your potential will open up to you. All that you achieve and all that you fail to achieve is a direct result of your thoughts. So you always want to think positive, right? And you always want to think, I can do this. I know I can do this, right? We always want to keep positive. Walter says, chatters, hit the like button for Linda. She needs them. Oh, yes, I do. Thank you, Walter Sugar. Mwah. I love you. Love you. I appreciate that. And I hope John Wayne is doing well, Bill H. John Wayne is in the house. Hey, John Wayne, what's up, cowboy? I'm going to put you down on my list here. We got John Wayne in the house. I'm adding him to my chatter list. Here we go. See, that's how we do it. All right. So we're going to get started here. I hit it twice. Thanks, Will. I know I need all the likes I can get. I had a lot of people viewed the show last week, and as you all know, we celebrated my 70th show last week, and we did the 70s vibing and all that, and it was so much fun, and I so appreciate all of you for jumping in the chat last week to celebrate my 70th show. It was super. I thought it was really fun. It was really fun, and I appreciate each one of you for coming back every week, each and every week, to hang out with me on Thankful Thursday, because we really do have a lot to be thankful for. You know, I'm just thankful for all of you. And so welcome, everybody. Welcome. Grab a seat and your snacks and all that. And let's get the party started, right? So I'm putting everything that I already read to the side and what I haven't read to the other side. See, I'm getting good. I'm getting a little more organized. Walter says you can hit the dislike too. No, that wouldn't be very nice. I had a lot of people, like I said, view my show last week, but there wasn't. They always forget to hit the like. So make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Please subscribe to my channel. It's very easy. Just hit that little bell, bing, and you get subscribe. hit the notification so that you get notified when my show is going to start and all that. John Wayne said, just ordered 4 quarts of Sabre 2-stroke oil, had to take out a mortgage. I believe it. Oh my gosh. I believe it. You guys are awesome though. So are you all ready to, let me know if you're all ready to hear funny news to me. You guys are ready? Because we got a lot to talk about tonight. You know, I always have to, that's the one thing with live streaming. Every week I have to get creative and what we're going to talk about, you know, and I have to really think what's a good thing to talk about. So Scuba says, I complained about a leaky cap and they sent me another gallon free. Oh, wow. That's cool, Scuba. Good for you. I do have a lot. Yeah, I've got my paramotors in the house tonight. That's kind of how I pretty much met all these people. If you're all just listening, some of you I've known for like 4 years now, right? When I co-hosted Sean Simon's show, right? His paramotor show. And I met so many cool people on there. Being like the PR that I was, I got so many guests on that show. And they kind of just been my extended paramotor family. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I learned a lot. And I learned a lot from doing the show and everything. And it just kind of, you know, and doing it with Robert, right, on Thursday night when he used to do paraglidingtalk.com. And then when he stepped away, everybody kept saying, who's going to do the show on Thursday nights? And my daughter-in-law says, you should do it. And I'm like, you're crazy, girl. She goes, no, I think you could do it. You could start your own show. And with the help of my parapeeps and JD, you know, the list goes on and on. JD helped me with a lot of this stuff. You know, Jade Lear, I call her JD. And who else helped me? Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo helped me with my show. And you guys still always help me. You give me great advice when I need it. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. So, yeah. So that's kind of the history there. People are just listening. I've known most of these people, like I said, for 4 years at least. And they're great friends of mine. I just know they're always there for me. And that's what matters, right? That we're there for each other. And that's why I do this show. So we can all be together and kind of like, it's like meeting in the treehouse and checking in with each other, right? Bill Fly says Scuba got one of those fancy schmancy. I read it right. Portable Starlink thingamabobs. I love it. I used to say that fancy schmancy. All that fancy schmancy stuff. Yes. All right. We're going to get on to the news to me. Okay. You guys all ready? Tell me in the chat if you're ready. Because Scuba says, Starlink Mini, it will be awesome for the fly-ins. Yes. My prayers go out to John Martin. I guess if y'all know John Martin, the paramotor world, he had an accident. He's home healing up. And we'll just say some prayers for John Martin. It's on Facebook. Okay. That's the only reason I'm saying it. Because I don't give out news just randomly like this unless I know what I'm talking about. Right. But yeah, it's on Facebook or whatever. So what else? All right. Bill H says he's ready. Okay. Funny news to me. It's called Flying Cars. Crash Land the Future. That's the name of this article. In a plot twist straight out of a bad sci-fi comedy, 2 electric flying cars, EVTOL, right? EVTOL, smashed into each other mid-stunt during a rehearsal for an air show in Changchun, China. That's what it says, Changchun, China. Say that fast 3 times. Changchun, China. Yeah, it's spelled CHANGCHUN. Changchun, China. Yes. No injuries reported, but footage looks like a rejected Top Gear episode. It says, who knew that the Jetsons commute would start with a bumper tap 50 feet high? Can you that's the future, right? The flying cars. That's the future. Think about it. That's the future. I mean, holy moly, right? So they were doing a rehearsal, but nobody got hurt. And I'm trying to picture this. So 2 e-cars, right? 2 electric flying cars. Will Fly said, was it Archer Aviation or Joby Aviation? What question is that? I don't know who's Archer Aviation or Joby Aviation. Yeah, so I'll let you guys chat on that one because I don't know. I have no idea what Will's talking about. I don't know who Archer Aviation or Joby Aviation is. But yeah, so they had the flying cars. All crazy, right? Crazy, crazy. Okay, we're going to go on to a deer duo plays a home invasion. Okay, Will Fly says EVTO, electric vertical takeoff and landing. Man, I'm gonna have to look at a video of that on Google or something to see what that looks like, right? But yeah, they said they crashed in the air or whatever mid stunt, smashed into each other. Well, that's an expensive accident there, right? That's an expensive crashola, as they call it. Next one is Deer Duo plans home invader. It's called We're Family Now. Can you imagine this? Picture this. You're sitting in your kitchen eating your breakfast, right? And it says a pair of bold deer in unspecified U.S. location decided sliding doors were amateurs and headbutted their way right into a family's living room. They shattered glass and startled homeowners, and zero regrets from the antlers intruders. What do you do? What do you do, right? I'm wondering, like those poor people in Alaska that got flooded. There's a lot of moose that walk around in those neighborhoods and stuff. I wonder how many try to get into houses, right? What a mess. Yeah, Alaska got hit with floods really bad. Those poor people. Yeah, so I was reading that, and I feel, I'm sorry for Munchkin and Scuba that you guys got hit really bad, really hard with the storms and stuff. So now, we all like to talk squirrely things, right? So this is called the Sneaky Squirrel Heist. This is really a cute story. This is really cute. Will Fly says it was Xpeng Aviation. No one got hurt. Thank you, Will Fly, for that information. See, Will Fly, why don't you be my co-host every week? Seriously. You'd be good. You could get the spinning wheel all set up, and I'd be all professional. But you got enough on your plate. So I don't want to steal you away from, I don't want you to have to do double duty, right? That'd be like working 2 jobs, working for Shaney and working for me, right? Bill H says John Allen Martin, Wind Pirate, PPG. Yes. And we know that Matt Gregg he's in Egypt right now. Boy, I mean, what a cool opportunity to do that, right? It looks beautiful there. So they'll have a lot to talk about. And then it said that they moved their Halloween fly-in to, okay, you guys got to spell it out in the chat. Where'd they move the fly-in? Because I can never pronounce it. Something, what is it? Will Fly says I never have clothes on Thursday, so it would be awkward. Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for that visual, Will. Thank you. Yeah. He said he would not, it wouldn't be very good for him to do the show to be co-hosting my show naked. That's what he's trying to say. Yes. Okashobi. Okashobi? Thank you, Munchkin. I love you. Okashobi. Yeah. They had to move the fly-in. So there's a guy there that graciously, where is that near? Is that near Melbourne, or where is that? Near like where Shane lives? Where is that, you guys? Okashobi. Yes. Where is that? I know it's in Florida. But wow, yeah. They have moving. There's going to be a few changes. So I'm sure Ready to Paramotor will probably have a show next week, or probably next couple weeks, right, to talk about this fly-in. So Will Fly says Palm Beach County, South Florida. Okay. Yeah, that's coming up fast, right? But boy, talk about trying to get things set up, and then you get booted out of pretty much booted out of the LZ, right? That you planned on using. It happens, right? Life goes on. Okay, we're going to talk about this sneaky squirrel heist. Sneaky, not squeaky. Not squeaky squirrel heist. It's a sneaky. The squirrel is being very sneaky. Okay. In a small town, in a small town, a squirrel became the local legend for stealing an entire bag of bagels from a bakery. Oh my gosh. Munchkin says my food was drugged. I am so sleepy now. What'd you have for dinner, Munchkin? Yeah, the squirrel ate, went in the bakery and stole a whole bag of bagels, entire bag of bagels. I love bagels. Who doesn't like bagels, right? You like bagels? Do you like bagels with seeds or without the seeds? Oh, Indian food. Yum. Yummy. Do you guys like bagels with seeds or without seeds? You can put that in the chat. As long as we're talking bagels, right? I like mine without the seeds. And I like the onion. The onion bagels are pretty good. I think the onion, but most of the time I'll get like the plain and then just put like strawberry cream cheese on my, that sounds good. I haven't had a bagel like forever. I bet the bagels would taste really good in my air fryer. I'm gonna have to get some. Munchkin says, I like sesame seeds, but Steve can't have them. I can't have the sesame seeds either. Yeah, I'm not big on the seeds. Number one, they get caught in your teeth. Kind of like, ugh. Yeah. Yeah, I like pretty much the seedless ones. Who else? Seeds or no seeds, peeps? Put it in the chat. Seeds or no seeds on your bagels, and your bagels. Do they have sour cream bagels? I don't know if they do or not. I'm gonna have to get me some bagels. I haven't had them in a while, but now that I have my air fryer, I can put them in the air fryer now, and they would taste really good. Because I like the bagels to have a little bit of crisp to it. I don't like I used to try and put the bagels in the toaster, and they didn't come out very good. So Walter says he likes the seeds. Okay. I don't like the seeds. I will take the plain. It's all good, though. Everybody has their own taste. Okay. And I'm just waiting for other people to put in the chat if they like the seeds or no seeds. What kind of bagels? What kind of cream cheese you put on your bagels, everybody? What kind of cream cheese? I like the strawberry. Strawberry cream cheese is pretty good. Everybody has their favorite. And I think it's the French onion or the green onion or something. Cream cheese is pretty good, I guess. So back to the squirrel. So the squirrel went to the bakery and stole a bag of bagels. The shop security camera caught the furry bandit dragging the bag off a counter and ran out the door, leaving a trail of sesame seeds. The owner said, I didn't know whether to be mad or impressed, but he pulled it off like a pro. Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's funny. Silly squirrel. Tell you what. Wasn't there a cartoon? Was there a cartoon that had the squirrel? Anybody know the name of the cartoon that was out there? They had a squirrel in it. What was the name of that cartoon with the squirrel? I can't remember. I can see it, but I can't remember the name of that cartoon squirrel. I don't remember what that was. What was the name of that squirrel? Anyway, I was just gonna my Miss Molly. She's back there in her little house. She's been snoozing. So yeah, so we had the bagel bandit. The bagel bandit. How funny. Now I'm hungry for a bagel. Jeez. Rocky, that's right. Good answer, Will. Rocky. Oh my gosh. And Rocky and Bullwinkle. Good answers, you guys. Yes, John Wayne said Rocky and Bullwinkle, the secret squirrel. Oh my gosh. Boy, does that bring back memories. Now, those were good cartoons, and I can hear their voices, how they used to talk, you know. I love that cartoon. Oh my gosh, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah, Foamy the squirrel is pretty cool too. Foamy the squirrel? Oh my gosh, how come I don't remember Foamy the squirrel? I don't remember that. I know I did a little photo shoot one time when I was staying at my sister's, and she has beautiful sun deck, right? And I'm standing inside the door. She had those French doors, right? And I'm standing inside the door, and I'm looking through the glass, and I see the squirrel just sitting there. And she had a little fairy garden out there, and the squirrel was all checking out the fairy garden. And I just started snapping, taking pictures of the squirrel. And I had it on Facebook, and it was like he was posing for me, and it was hilarious. It's like he looked right at me when I was taking the pictures. So I'm sure he was looking at me going, got nuts? Munchkin says he's from early 2000s, not kid friendly. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Munchkin. I had a feeling this was going somewhere. Foamy the squirrel, yes. So anyway, anywho, we're going to move right along to the parrot prankster. This is pretty funny too. So if you ever had parrots, which I know John's has parrots. I had parrots. I know John has a parrot. John, you have one parrot or two parrots? I used to have two parrots. And then we gave one away or whatever, and then we just had the one. And she was an African gray. I'm sure I told you that story. The parrot prankster, a pet parrot named Mango. That's a cool name for a bird, right? Mango. A pet parrot named Mango learned to mimic the sound of a smoke alarm. One day, it started blaring the noise, sending its owner into a panic, checking every detector in the house. And after about 20 minutes of chaos, you know what Mango says? This is what the parrot says. Casually says, it squawked, "Gotcha, old boy." Can you imagine? So he must have heard that somewhere. Gotcha, old boy. How funny is that? I don't think the owner thought it was very funny. So now he said that if the smoke alarm goes off, he goes and he checks with the bird first to make sure that it's real and it's not a fake smoke alarm. So those are your stories. I kind of kept the story things kind of short tonight because we're going to talk. Okay, you guys are probably going to laugh, but I thought this was a really good subject for Thursday night. And I don't know, I thought it'd be really fun because there's some things that people take for granted. And there's an object that that I can relate with different life changes, all that stuff. John Wayne said, just took my parrot all the way to Jackson to get his beak and talons ground down, 120 miles. Wow. Those those parrots, they're smart. They're very smart. I had an African gray. I had a Goffin cockatoo at one time. And I had what was it? What's the one, the parrots that they're green, they're kind of a bright green? Not an Amazon. They're domestic parrots. Can't remember. But he was pretty smart too. Will Fly said, don't they live like 100 years? Yeah, they're supposed to. I had Katie Bird. I had an African gray named Katie Bird. Oh, conure. Yeah, I think no, the conures are small. Conures are only like this big. Conures aren't very, the conures, yeah, I know the conure I used to have were like this big. And then I had lovebirds too. I used to have lovebirds and finches and parakeets, all that stuff. So we're going to talk about the word of the night is umbrella. How many people? Because you know how I do my show. I always talk about something that makes you think, right? And tonight we're going to talk what the umbrella symbolizes in our lifetime, right? And then I'm going to have you put in the chat. I'll ask you guys questions, okay? So I was doing some research on the umbrella. And it says the umbrella, everybody put in the chat. How many in the chat own an umbrella? Tell me in the chat. Not a patio umbrella. Well, okay, I guess we can say if you own a patio umbrella in your patio, or just an umbrella that you take out in the rain, when you're out in the rain walking around. Bill says he has an umbrella. Okay, all right. I have an umbrella. Walter says he has one. Greg Laney says his just broke. Munchkin says she has a few umbrellas. I love your answers, everybody. I do. Yeah, I've got an umbrella. It's sitting in my drawer somewhere or whatever. I don't think I've ever used it, but I brought it from Arizona with me because we had a lot of rain at one time. Don't use them, though. Pain in the ass to get back in the car with one. Yeah, exactly, Munchkin. I remember those days. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're hard to handle. They're really, they're obnoxiously. And so maybe we can do a GoFundMe for Greg Laney, since he broke his umbrella. Poor guy. Yeah, that's not good, because they have those, when you open it up, what's those things underneath the umbrella? Little bracket things, what do they call them? That when you open up an umbrella. Mine, yeah, I think I ended up getting a new one because my old one broke. I used to hate that. When the little stick thing comes down, when they break, when you go to open up the umbrella and then the stick thing comes down. I just call them spokes. Yeah, when the spokes come down. That's what it is, Greg Laney. Thank you. Dang, Greg, sorry to hear. Dang, Greg, sorry to hear that. I guess you could call them spires. Yeah, exactly. I can picture it. So anyway, so protection and shelter, shields from rain, sun, or storms, symbolizing safety and security in life. It can represent emotional or spiritual protection, finding refuge in touch times, like leaving a loved one, or personal resilience. So what's your umbrella when life gets stormy? What's your umbrella? See, I'm getting deep with this, okay? What is your umbrella when life gets crazy? What's your umbrella? Personally, when my umbrella, if things get too crazy, of course I pray about it, but then I call my daughter-in-law, and Walter has what's that I'm looking at the little, okay, I see it now. I like those little icons in there. I had to look at my phone to see it in color. Very cute, Walter. Very cute. So yeah. So what's your umbrella when life gets crazy? John Wayne said used to be whiskey. I hear you, John. Yep. Yep. I did too. I was a wino. I got wino. Yeah, I was a wino. I need a drink. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Will Fly Will Fly says he goes to his wiener. Will Fly. Oh my gosh. There you go. Will Fly says he goes to his wiener when life gets crazy. John Wayne said now it's paramotors. That's right. Amen. Yep. When life gets crazy, my daughter-in-law, she always, and my son always helps me keep everything. I know they're always there, right? I know God is always there. I always talk to him too, but I know my family's there, and if there is something that's going on, whatever, I always have, my sisters always told me, it'll all come together, when I was going through everything back in 2020, 21 or whatever, went on forever. She always told me it all come together, and it did. So, okay, so we're going to go number 2. This is pretty interesting. Preparedness. Yeah, being prepared. Carrying an umbrella also shows foresight, readiness for unexpected challenges. It's a metaphor for planning ahead in life, whether financially, emotionally, or professionally. So how do you prepare for life's unpredictable rainy days? So, they use that umbrella, I remember retiring, right? To retire, they would say you should always have an umbrella, right? Make sure you got your umbrella ready. And of course, I never listened, right? Of course, I never listened, umbrella, what? What do I got to do that for? I have to save money? What do you mean? Seriously? I got to save money too? Yeah, all part of growing up kind of thing. Finances, all that stuff. So having, but to be ready for those rainy days, right? Always have a backup or whatever, have your umbrella ready. Well, in today's world, we don't always have our umbrellas ready. I know I don't, half the time it's closed, right? Even though I know I need to have my umbrella open to be ready for different things, right? And it happens. Because we don't open think about it. Nobody opens the umbrella unless it's raining, right? So as to life, it's pretty interesting. So we're going to go on to John's right. Paramoting really helps put things in perspective. Yep, sure does. When I went up in the air the first time, it changed my life. And I told you that. It completely changed my life. And it did help me put things in perspective that it's okay, Walter says he has a umbrella in his car always. That's good, Walter. Always be prepared, right? Yeah, always be prepared. I never, like umbrellas, right? Now I look at the umbrella differently, and I never imagined all the meanings of the umbrella, right? That we use that word sometimes in life or whatever, in conversations or whatever, or we only bring up the word umbrella when it's raining, right? I haven't seen that movie yet, Greg. Just came out in 98. So I'm following the chat too. So you guys are all doing awesome. And if you're all listening, just joining, my listeners, my lurkers, all that stuff, I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and come on up to the Treehouse, because we always have a great time. Walter says, good when the sun is hot. That's true, Walter. Yeah, an umbrella, it is a good, yes, that's a good protection to have that umbrella when the sun is hot. Adaptability. Umbrellas open and close, adapting to conditions. This reflects in flexibility in life, knowing when to stand firm or adjust to change. This is my favorite. When have you had to open or close your umbrella to adapt to a new situation? Oh, this is a good one, right? Adaptability. Umbrellas open and close, adapting to conditions. This reflects in flexibility in life, knowing when to stand firm or adjust to change. When have you had to open or close your umbrella to adapt to a new situation? See, and then Walter said that he uses his not only when it's raining, but when the sun is out, right? So that's got a lot, I like that. That's got a lot of meaning behind it too, right? That the umbrellas are very adaptable. And that's pretty interesting. I really like number 3 because we did 1 and 2 was protection. Number 2 was preparedness, and number 3 adaptability. So I hope you're all enjoying doing this talk about umbrellas, because it's something. Yeah, Will Fly said James Bond really knew how to adapt his umbrella to different situations. Yeah, he did, huh, Will Fly? You're right. Yeah, he did. Yep. Yeah, I did a lot of, when I was adjusting to my new life, right? When I came back to my roots in 2021, I had to open my umbrella to some things, right? And then I had to close it to some things that I didn't want in my life. So that was my situation, Walter said, thanks. Yeah, I like Walter. I like that. That the open and close adapt to conditions. And that's a really good one. I really like this. This is really cool. And number 4 is individuality and expression. So umbrellas come in countless colors and designs, symbolizing personal style and uniqueness. Bill H says no one's heard anything about Mary Poppins. Oh, we're going to get to that, Bill. That's another thing that we're going to talk about. Yeah, we're going to get to that. But you're right, Mary Poppins. Yep. I love that movie too. That was really good. Yeah, we're going to get to that. I'm going to test you guys on that too about the umbrellas. Good one, Bill. That's right. Yeah, we're going to get to that. You read my mind, Bill. You read my mind. Individuality. I said a big word tonight, and I didn't even have to get help at all. Walter said, first paraglider. Individuality and expression. Umbrellas come in colors. Yeah, just like paramotors, right? The paramotor wings come in countless colors and design, symbolizing personal style and uniqueness. What's something small like an umbrella that shows who you are? Oh, I like that. What is something small like an umbrella that shows who you are? Like what symbolizes mine? My cowboy hat shows who I am, I guess. Your individuality, right? You see me on Facebook and I wear my hat backwards. That's my individuality. I do it because I like to do it. I don't care what anybody thinks, right? That shows who I am. Everybody has their favorite colors. As far as like paramotors and all that, or your favorite wings, right? Because it shows your style. And I think people, each of us has our own umbrella. Walter says mine is blue and white with Valvoline. And Will Fly says my wiener. There you go. We all can identify Will Fly, his wiener, and his DQ ice cream. Yes. Ezekiel ice cream makes him individuality. Yes, makes him very special. Yeah. And I always say, I'm not you and you're not me, right? And you're never going to find, like, people could all come out of the woodwork, whatever, with their umbrellas. And I guarantee you not one umbrella will be the same, exactly the same as the other, right? I don't think so. If everybody like took out their umbrellas, nobody. And we'll fly. That's right. See, everybody could have their doggies, have their wiener doggies out there, and not one wiener dog would look the same. I have to keep this PG, will fly. Not wiener dog, not one wiener dog would look the same if we lined them all up, right? Will you have an inferior complex? Will fly, seriously, that question is difficult to answer. It's okay. It's okay. But that's why I love to do this show, and I love to pick things that we wouldn't normally talk about, right? Anything, word that has to do with, that makes you think, and that's cool. Okay, we'll go on to number 5. Okay, this is cute. Okay, this is cute. And I know Will Fly said he has. I'm sure you have. You're going to say yes to this, Will. Okay, number 5 is, have you ever shared an umbrella with someone? I have. It's a gesture of kindness, symbolizes connection and support. When has someone shared an umbrella with you in a tough moment? Gosh, it's good to have friends that have umbrellas, right? It's always good to have a friend that has umbrellas. Think about it, right? Think about it. Yeah, I treat like my family, right? My family's like my umbrella. My close friends are my umbrella. Walter says, I suppose so, Will. Yeah, I would take any of you. If I was standing here with my umbrella, I would take any of you underneath my umbrella at any time, right? And it's almost like take you under my wing, but take you under my umbrella, just to be there for each other. Will Fly says, Walter, PR, oh good, I was worried there for a minute. So have you ever shared an umbrella with someone? Just put yes or no, and who you shared it with. I remember my Walter says, will some have teddies or blankets? John Wayne says no, he's never shared his umbrella with anybody. Yeah, see, I do this because it makes you think, and probably people that are jumping on are thinking, what the heck are they talking about? What is she talking about? But I wanted to talk about this tonight because I thought it'd be really fun, right? So it makes you think. So yeah, I shared my umbrella with my sister. I have a picture when I went to visit her, and we got out, I don't know where we were at, and we came outside and popped open the umbrella, took a picture of us underneath the umbrella. So kind of cool. You don't get that very often, Yeah, and you'll see people like Walter said, they use an umbrella for sun. I used to see that a lot in Arizona. People like my age or whatever walk around with umbrellas. I suppose picking up the phone to share life's difficulty is an umbrella. Yeah, Will. Yes, exactly. Yes, you nailed it. That's how I was thinking too. Yeah, you share your umbrella with somebody, right? It's kind of cool. Yeah, I never thought of that. All right, we're going to move right along because we still have a little bit to talk about. This is interesting. Number 6. Okay, you tell me what does impermanence mean? impermanence. What does that mean? Impermanence? Okay, you guys. I find these big words, and thank God that you are all here. So, impermanence What does that mean? What does that mean? Impermanence, because they're saying number 6, impermanence. Impermanence. Umbrellas are temporary tools used only when needed. This mirrors life's fleeting moments or challenges, reminding us to stay present. So it's like, you always want to have your umbrella ready, right? Don't be selfish with your umbrella. Share it with people, right? Because some people, maybe that person needs your umbrella that day, right? And you think, man, I need to help this person, not physically give them, the umbrella. Walter says a tool. Yeah, there you go. Oh, impermanence is a tool. Okay. Temporary tools used only when needed. This mirrors life fleeting moments or challenges, remind us to stay present. So, yeah. So it's nice that you can share your umbrella with people, right? Yeah. That doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a physical thing or whatever. The object. So you know what I'm talking about. So number 7, transformation. A closed umbrella. Okay, this is pretty cool. A closed umbrella transforms when opened, much like a personal growth. All right. It's a great metaphor for evolving through life's experiences. So how have you opened up or transferred over time? So I think my transformation came when I went on my first paramotor tandem. That's when my first transformation came, I think. When I landed, the first time I landed from my tandem, my paramotor tandem in 2021, and that paramotor, that trike tandem hit the ground, right? Something changed inside of me. Something changed inside of me right then and there. And I was so proud of myself. And I felt like a person again, because I felt like so broken when I first came to Arizona, all the life change, Arizona to Michigan, all the life changes that were happening around me, all good changes. I'm not going to say it was all good. It was all good changes, but it was just adapting to all this, right? And yeah, and when I landed, that's when the transformation began. That umbrella opened, right? Because I kept that umbrella closed for many years because I didn't think anybody cared about nothing. So Walter says you got the fuzzy feeling. Yeah. Yep. I sure did. When I landed, I cried and laughing, and it was just exhilarating. It was just the best feeling ever. And of course, that's why I went back, right? 2 more times, because I love that adrenaline. And now I know why you guys all go up in the air. But yeah, you got to keep that umbrella open, You got to take it out of the closet and open that umbrella sometimes. You got to take it out of the drawer or whatever and open that umbrella and share it with people, right? Share your happiness with people. And that's why I get on here and I share my experiences with you guys, even though you've heard my flying experiences like 1,000 times, right? But how cool, right? I'm really having fun with this umbrella thing. I know, call me weird. But I always like to make make everybody, I pick one word and I just go for it, right? Go for it, not a gopher. Go for it. Yes, I do. Okay, so number 8. So now, okay, we're going to talk about when the umbrellas were invented, right? And it's a telescopic umbrellas. 1920 to 1930, Hans Haupt patented the first collapsible umbrella. in 1928. And I guess back then the handles on the umbrella were wooden. Munchkin says, I like gophers. I know. I like gophers too, I guess. I don't see them around here though. You don't see them much around here. But I remember at work, they would say, right, you call them a gopher because they go for this and they go for that. Yeah, remember that was the old saying at work. I'm a gopher. I go for this, go for that. Yeah, so the umbrellas were patented, the first collapsible umbrella in 1928, leading to the modern pod something, I can't read my writing, umbrella. Metal tubes allowed frames to telescope, improving portability. So, yeah, interesting, right? So the umbrellas have been around a long time, but from what I read, it was what did I say? They had the wooden handles. Yeah, they had wooden hand. They used to have wooden handles. So I think, God, growing up, I think I remember my mom had one. They had the umbrella with the wooden handle. John Wayne says parasols or umbrellas. See, parasols. Now, parasols, yes, I think of the parasol from Mary Poppins. Yes. He said parasols are umbrellas. I think they're from the umbrella family, right? That makes sense? Yeah, you can Google it. I give you permission to Google it. Go ahead, John Wayne. You can Google it. Because we're going to get right into this here. I'm just having super fun with this. Super fun. I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse. Come on up. If you're listening, watchers, viewers, listeners, all that stuff. Paramount USA, Lindy's Treehouse, and I am here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit that like button and you subscribe to my channel. Because you never know what we're going to talk about. And I have super fun with everybody. And this is good for me. You know, being 7 years old, got to keep my mind busy, right? Got to keep everything going. John Wayne says one is waterproof and one ain't. Gotcha, John. Thank you. Yep. One is waterproof and one ain't. So what else? Oh yeah, yesterday I went on my walk to the bayfront. I walked almost 5 miles. Yes, I did. The water was kind of, the tide was low. It's kind of low yesterday. It was kind of weird. Very quiet. The water was very quiet. So I walked around. Walter says an umbrella can be a light windbreak. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We have the patio umbrellas, right? Yeah, for the patio. Those are expensive now. Jeez. I remember when I worked at Home Depot, we sold a lot of those pretty umbrellas, little pretty red ones, and came out with all different colors. And then remember back in the day, I think we had a flower that was umbrella. It had flowers all over it. And then they have the umbrellas you can take to the beach, right? So all kinds of fun stuff. But so I had fun at the bayfront yesterday. Like I said, I walked almost 5 miles. It was a perfect fall day, 57 degrees. That's my perfect walking weather. I'll probably get out and walk tomorrow because I think it's supposed to rain over the weekend. So, I just get out there, and I don't use an umbrella. I don't need an umbrella when I'm walking. I put my sunscreen on, and my beanie hat, whatever, and just go out there. And that's my meditation. Definitely my meditation time. So we're going to go into movies, okay? Enough about me. We're going to talk about, what movies, this will be fun now. What movies had umbrellas in the movies? They use the props, the umbrellas. So you guys go ahead and put it in the chat. What movies were umbrellas used? Yeah, movies, Billy says. He's happy now. I told you I was saving this for later. Mary Poppins. That's right. That's right. 5 miles. I'm tired thinking of just the distance. Oh, Walter's talking about walking. Oh, I love it. Of course, I hate, there's beautiful places to sit by the water, right? They have these cute little benches or whatever. John Wayne says walking in the rain. Yeah, that's a good, yes. There's so many movies out there. Yeah. Isn't it Singing in the Rain? Isn't it Singing in the Rain? Walking in the Rain. Walking in the rain. Rhythm of the walking and listening to the rhythm of the rain, right? That was the Judds. Wasn't that the Judds? Will Fly says author. 007. Yep. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Walking with, I love that song, but I'm not going to sing it because I'm just not going to sing it. But that's a good song. Now it'll be stuck in my head, John Wayne. So listen to this. Mary Poppins and the umbrellas at Cherbourg, 1964, French musical. They used umbrellas. Blade Runner from 1982. Do you guys? I never saw that movie. Did you see that movie in 1982, Blade Runners? It says that they had umbrellas, glowing handles are used non-lit, enhancing the cyberpunk atmosphere. 1984. Yes. Yep, Walking in the Rain. Yep, and then we got Singing in the Rain. I'm singing in the rain. That's such a cute movie, right? Fred Astaire? Singing in the Rain? Yeah. He does really cute little jig, doesn't he? Jiggy jog when he's holding that very coordinated, holding that umbrella, doing that dance. I'd be tripping all over myself trying to dance with an umbrella, okay? And kudos to Mary Poppins, right? I don't know amazing how she could just fly up in the air like that. That'd be me. I would be like Mary Poppins. If I got out there and tried kiting, I'd be like Mary Poppins. Definitely. It would take me up in the air. John Wayne says, 1982, I was in Turkey, no movies. God bless you, John. Thank you for your service, too. 1982, he said he was in Turkey, no movies. Okay, then how's Moving Castle, 2004, the Kingsman Secret Service 20 bulletproof umbrellas that doubled as weapons. Who would have thought? Wow. So there was a movie called How's Moving Castle, 2004. I've never heard of this either, but I'm not really a movie buff as such. But it says the Kingman Secret Service had bulletproof umbrellas. How in the heck? How do you get how would you even do the bulletproof umbrellas? I don't know. That's crazy, right? And then we have, okay, you guys, do y'all know the movie Clockwork Orange, 1971? I never watched it, but it was a very popular movie. People go to the show and see this Clockwork Orange. What was Clockwork Orange? What was that movie about? Can I pick your brains, chatters? 1971. 1971. I was 1971. I was still in high school. Walter says Kevlar umbrella. That sounds like a drink. I'll have a Kevlar umbrella, please. Sounds like a drink. Crazy movie about nothing, John Wayne says. Yeah, it says 1971, Alex gang used umbrellas as part of their distinctive menacing style, adding to the film's unsettling tone. Yeah. So maybe that's why I never watched it, What other movies, peeps? What other movies did they have umbrellas in it? I'm trying to think. I don't think Sound of Music, they never had. Did they ever have umbrellas in Sound of Music? I don't remember. Can't remember. But some of the movies that had umbrellas. I don't know if y'all can remember. I wrote down a few of the movies or whatever of the umbrellas, of what movies had umbrellas. We said Mary Poppins. I'm picking your brains, everybody. What what other movies did they use? They had umbrellas. They would sing with them. Now, I think Will Fly said James Bond movies, right? Fred Astaire, yep. Walter, yep. Fred Astaire, they did a lot of dancing with the umbrellas. Yeah, yep. I remember that. That was a cute movie too. So this was really fun, and I'm glad that we got together to talk about umbrellas, right? And how umbrellas have very symbolizing of life itself, right? So I have some cute little fun poems here that talk about umbrellas. I got like little poems that I'll read to you, and yeah. So I'm just like in awe. I'm just sitting here like just thinking about all the meanings of umbrellas, right? And we did a big study on that tonight, didn't we? So we start out with, and I can refresh your brains here, everybody. Umbrella as symbolized protection, preparedness, adaptability, your individuality and expression, sharing the umbrella with somebody, right? Sharing, caring, being a sharing, caring umbrella person. John waits the time to take drugs. See ya. Bye, John. Thank you. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. Love you, man. You take care, okay? You take care of yourself. We love you. Then impermanence, and then transformation and telescopic umbrellas. And we talked about movies. So we're going to wind down the show. Okay, we're going to wind it down here. I know a lot of people are watching Thursday Night Football tonight. That's why Angela and Tony are in the chat tonight. My Lions are playing Monday night. It's a very important game, Monday Night Football. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so here is umbrella, fun poems. Okay, this is cute. Y'all ready for my poems? We'll wind down the show. Okay, so we can, if you guys are going to watch football or what, or you're going to rest, I know you all had busy. Did you guys, anybody fly today? Put it yes or no if you got to fly today. And what the weather's like where you're at. And where you're from. Just put it in the chat. There you go. There you go. I'm killing time. It's killing me. Right? Clint Black. Bill H says he's not a fan of football. Bill H says no, he did not fly today. And Walter says, night, John Boy. He said, koala dreams, John Boy, koala dreams. Bill H says, Northwest Louisiana. We had, the weather was in the 50s, 57, 60 today. And right now it's 50 degrees. I'm sure it's probably a little bit cooler than that. I'm sure it's changed. It just shows on the computer 50. Will Fly says, nope, he didn't fly either. North Carolina. You guys got to get out and fly like a bird, right? Okay, here's some fun poems about umbrellas. I appreciate everybody in the chat putting all your where everybody's from, if you flew today and all that stuff. I didn't walk today because I had all this to work on, because I write like for 2 hours. I look up stuff just for you so we can, have fun on the show and all that. Beneath the umbrella's sturdy domes, I wander where the raindrops roam. A shield of silk, it holds the sky, keeping my heart and shoulders dry. Is that cute? I love poems. Who does not like poems, right? Who does not like poems? Beneath the umbrella's sturdy dome, I wander where the raindrops roam. A shield of silk, it helps the sky, keeping my heart and shoulders dry. How cute is that, right? The forgotten umbrella, propped again against the wall, it waits. This is sad. The forgotten umbrella. Oh my gosh. Yes, the forgotten umbrella, propped against the wall, it waits, damp from storms and past debates. Silent folded, dreams of rain, hoping to be held again. I feel like we're all like sitting around the campfire, right? And we're listening to these poems. We're all just huddled by the campfire. That's what I feel like. And I love it. Scuba says it's dangerous out in public. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. You got that right, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, it's not even funny anymore. It really isn't. It's scary. It is. It's scary out there. I'm telling you what. Bill says a little mushy for me. What, Bill? You're not a romanticist? What? I think it's sweet. Yeah. I think these are really cute. The forgotten umbrella. I know. I love mushy things. I love romantic. I'm a romanticist. I am. I'm a romanticist. Dance of the umbrella. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Okay. Twirling in the downpour's beat, umbrella spins on lively feet. Colors flash through misty air, joyful waltz without a care. So Scuba says, I was looking for butane. Geez, had to drive all over. I don't smoke, but I got a cool new lighter. Well, that's cool, Scuba. Yeah, Scooby-Doo has a show tomorrow night, everybody. Okay. It's Scuba's Hangout, and it is on Friday nights, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a really fun show. And I love coming, hanging out with all my chatters in there. We've got so many cool friends that hang out on Friday nights, and we just talk about pretty much everything. And it's super fun. I always feel loved. And tonight I'm feeling the love. I really am. I appreciate every one of you. This is the 71st show now. And boy, when I get to my 100th show, we're going to celebrate, right? We are going to celebrate because this is quite an accomplishment for me. Huge accomplishment that I got this far with the show, but I couldn't do it. Munchkin show with Scooby. That's right. Munchkin, the wifey of Scooby-Doo. Yes. They put on an awesome live stream every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm Paramount USA, and you can find me here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right? Yep, you sure can. So with that note, I don't know. I think I'm going to do the spinny wheel like every other show. What do you think? This way I won't be going through, my stuff too fast. Because I want to get back up to the Dollar Tree, my Dollar Tree, and get some more socks. I want to get some more socks. Keep my collection going here. And and then I've got a lot of, I'm going to wait till like summer again. I'll order some more koozies for the summer. And Scuba says, your show, your rules. Do what you want. Thank you, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, we're going to do the spinning wheel next week. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that Will Fly and Shaney get their stuff. So I'm just super blessed that you all are hanging out with me tonight, and we all have things to do, people to see, place to go, and all that. Yeah, be safe out there because people are crazy. So on closing, Let a smile be your umbrella, and you'll end up with a face full of rain. I love that. Umbrella is comfort, rain is life. You must often leave comfort to touch the life. So sometimes we have to leave the umbrella to, get out there and experience adventures, right? Sometimes we have to, sometimes we don't, and sometimes we don't feel like having that umbrella open, right? Sometimes we don't feel like it. We don't want to mess with the umbrella, right? We just want to be us or whatever. So that's life. So, yeah. So the closing, I got my closing here. Let's see. These are all my notes, right? And that is it. Let me see what else I got here. I wrote down some other stuff here. So there's another note I'm going to say. You got to dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. So pretty cool, right? That's my favorite, right? That's my favorite. You got to sing even though nobody's listening. You do your thing, right? And I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you stopping here every Thursday night. Hey, Will Fawcett, it's Brian Waller's birthday. Happy birthday, Brian. Happy birthday, hey, Baylor. Happy birthday, dude. Hope everything's good. I miss that dude. Gosh, how's he doing? Is he married yet? Did he get married yet? Is he still single? What's he up to? And how's that Red dog? I miss Red. Bill says, good show tonight. Good to see you in here, Walter. Yes, Walter. I'm glad that the koalas, hug those koalas for me, okay? Just a huge thank you to all my amazing viewers for joining tonight's live stream. Y'all make it possible. Keep shining, beautiful souls. Your light makes the world brighter. And the best is yet to come. So keep climbing your tree of dreams. So there you go. I know I get emotional. I do. And I'm so proud of myself, how far I've come, with my live stream, how far I've come in the last 4 years, that I've had that big change in life and all that, that I'm still here. And, I just love it. Last Sunday, I was at my daughter-in-law's and my sons, and we went outside in the yard and did a cute photo shoot. And you saw, my grandkiddies now, they saw on Facebook, and it was so much fun. And that's what life is about, right? We can't take it too serious. We really can't. You read all the stuff on Facebook, all the stuff going on around us, everything. But when I sit down on Thursday nights with y'all, it puts everything in perspective. It really does. It shows me what really matters. And you matter, okay? Take that with you tonight. You matter. That's what I'm going to say. Say your prayers. Jesus loves you. And Walter says, we love you. We love what you and how you do it. Thank you, Walter. I love you. I love you too, sugar. I do. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I always show my famous painting. So here is my famous. This one is the sunset. This is my sunset. Tell me if I need to move it up or down or whatever. I'm looking at my phone. Is this super cute or what? I just love it. I did this one in 2023. And you see the sun setting and the birds flying across the water. And then you see the water. How cool is that, right? This is one of the paintings I did a couple years ago. And Wolf said, nice, and frame that. Wolf said you should. I know I should, huh? Yeah. This is kind of one of my favorites. I had to show you that I did. My little touches, my little birds. It's super cute. Yeah, that's the birds flying over the water. I was very proud of myself how I did my birds. Yes. I need to start painting again. But I don't have, the problem is I have like I have like so many I have like 50 paintings now, right? I told you my story. I started painting in 2022. It was New Year's Day. And my daughter-in-law said, I had just moved to Michigan, and moved up to my apartment. And yeah, it was January, it was New Year's Day. And she said, hey, you want to come over and paint? And I was like, I don't know how to paint. And I painted my first beach picture, and I was so proud of myself. Kind of like the paramotor, right? Everybody's kept telling me, you need to go up in the air. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Me go up in the air? What the heck, you know? So those are two big, huge accomplishments, you know, that I'm very proud of myself. And I love to paint. I didn't know I had that in me. I really didn't. But from when I read my ancestry, they were painters. So if that tells you anything, right? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I like to get, like I said, I like to buy spackle. I buy a little can of spackle, and then that, what do you call it? Putty knife, right? And I do spackle painting too. And I love it because you put it on the canvas, and it comes out pink, because you've seen spackle, right? And when it dries, it's white. So you do all kinds of designs on the spackle on your canvas, let it dry, and then you paint over it. And it comes out, it's the coolest thing ever. So next week, I'll show you my spackle paint. I don't want to take it off the wall right now, but yeah, next time I'll show you my spackle painting. I got a few of them. They're so easy to do. Even you guys could do a spackle painting. You could. It's super easy and it's super fun. So I am not, I'm more of an abstract person. So when I go to my daughter-in-law, she is my illustrator. So she draws things really good, and I don't. So we have best of both worlds, right? So anyway, on that note, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. And thank you so much for stopping by my show. Shani, if you're out there listening, I know you're busy getting your cargo trailer, working on that, I believe. And I hope everything's going good for you, Shani. And I told Shani that his socks were in the mail. We sent them out yesterday. So we'll fly, and Shani will get and I put a couple extra goodies in the envelope too. So because that's what I do. So when you get your socks, there's a couple little goodies. I sent a goodie for Shani and for Will. So enjoy. So I will talk to you all later. You know where to find me. I'm always on Facebook and all that yada yada stuff, right? And y'all be safe out there. Hug your loved ones. Okay, say your prayers. Yeah, Will, let me know when you get them. Okay, it shouldn't take that long to get to get your package. So you know what it looks like because I screenshot it and sent you the picture of it. So next week, yes, we will do the spinny wheel next week. All right. I think that'll be super fun. Get more giveaways. And maybe in the meantime, I can get to my Dollar Tree and get a couple more pairs of socks to add to my collection. So I'm taking donations for socks too. So we'll fly. I so appreciate all the socks that you sent me. God bless you. That helped me a lot, and I still have a bunch left. But I love to add to my collection. So anyway, so y'all be safe, and thank you for hanging out at Lindy's Treehouse, Paramount USA. And you can find me here every Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thankful Thursday, because I am thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for all of you, right? And much love. big hearts, everything. I'm getting better at this. And yeah, that's it. So be safe, everybody. It's a crazy world out there. And don't forget to get over to Scooby show tomorrow night, Scooby and Munchkin, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Thank you, Walter. Love you. Have a great afternoon, Walter, because it's afternoon there where Walter's at. He just got done with breakfast. So, yeah, you're all awesome. Don't forget to hit that like button, peeps, okay? Hit that like button. Put a comment in afterwards, and the link. And just because YouTube loves to see the comments, and just put good kudos in there, okay, about my show and everything. So thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. I do. Much love, and I'll catch you next Thursday, right? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come right here. Climb up Lindy's Treehouse. Find your favorite branch. I'll have the bean bags and the lazy boys, everything all ready, and the campfire. It'll be all ready to go when you come back next Thursday. So it's all about using our imagination. That's what's fun about this. So thank you for joining my world tonight. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm talking umbrellas. It was fun. I thought that was really fun. All right. Later, Gators. Much love. I will see ya when I see ya, right? Bye-bye. I'm going to close this off. Good night, everybody. Be safe, okay? Here we go. And we're going to end it. Bye-bye. Here we go.